7 years ago, I decided with my wife and our 2 children to live in Kibera, one of the biggest slums in Africa. We wanted to learn from the underprivileged people how they see the world, what their dreams are, and how we could help them. What I learned very fast, education is central for all that. In high-income countries, more than 90% of all children reach the basics in reading and math. In contrast, in African countries, 90% of all children do not reach those levels. And even worse, the forecasts predict that we will only see small improvements over the next years. Surprisingly, the vast majority of those children are actually going to school. So they are in school, but still not learning. And in fact, almost all children you will see in this movie are predicted to not reach those basic levels. So we ask ourselves, is there a way to dramatically improve the situation on a global scale? Is there a way to actually solve the global learning crisis? To find a solution, we analyzed the most successful interventions. But what we saw directly is that these interventions combined only improved the situation by a tiny bit. To solve the problem on a global scale, it was obvious we need something radically different. Instead of creating yet another isolated intervention, we needed a meta-intervention. Not just another book, but something like Wikipedia.
It all starts with content. We created a software platform that integrates very different types of content, from exercises directly for students to guides and other materials for teachers. And all of that in partnership with external organizations that create this great content. The platform currently offers content for reading and math from preschool age up until grade 6. And we're constantly adding more. For the schools, the setup of the system is extremely easy. Teachers only have to take a picture of each student and they're ready to go. All content is structured according to the local curriculum and in the local language. And our amazing team on the ground assists teachers with continuous support, training and coaching. But which content works best for each individual teacher and each individual child? Without constantly measuring learning outcomes, we wouldn't know. Therefore, we also digitized globally recognized assessment tools, like EGMA and EGRA, for example. Each child automatically gets those test exercises repeatedly over many years. And this will create the biggest pool of learning data in the world. Every single day we'll collect more assessment results than PISA collects once every 3 years. Analyzing this data allows us to personalize individual learning journeys for each child, and it allows us to optimize each aspect of the platform for maximum learning. By providing those analyses back to the content creators, we create a virtuous cycle of ever-increasing learning outcomes. Okay, let's recap. We integrate the content from the best content creators. We provide it in an easy way to teachers and to students. We constantly measure learning, and we feed the analysis back to the content creators. All of this will revolutionize our knowledge about education and will improve learning outcomes at a speed that has never been seen before. But how can we bring this platform to hundreds of millions of children? We invite school directors and teachers to big meetings, and within a few hours we explain the system and train them how to set it up and how to use it in their daily routines. And with just this one meeting, more than 90% of the schools start using the platform on the following days, and our continuous support ensures that they really stay active. On average, we activate about 20,000 children with just one meeting, and we have teams on the ground to add 100,000 children each week. The system supports many different environments, from one smartphone per class all the way up to a tablet for each student, and schools can even add their own devices.
Potentially, we should be able to increase learning outcomes in our schools. It was too good to be real. I didn't believe him. Now I speak it like a gospel to everybody. that this is real and it's coming around everywhere, wherever you are.
EIDU is an institution which we have partnered with, bringing into the county government of Mombasa and the county of Mombasa a lot of benefit for our children and your child. Nowadays, in today's life, technology is key. The use of digital technology in the learning process is very beneficial to our students. It excites them. This is something new. This is something which gives information which is there at a click of a button, and it actually can give immediate feedback so that the teacher can actually determine the progress and the performance of your child. It's faster, it's efficient, it's effective, and give them quality for them to advance to the higher levels of education.
So we combine two elements, the learning platform and the scaling approach. We will massively improve the learning outcomes of each child, and we will reach hundreds of millions of children.
The UN set a global goal: quality education for all by 2030. Imagine, within just 1 decade, we could solve one of today's biggest global challenges.